Today's video is step 2 in my planning series, How to Plan Your Homeschool Year. So today I want to talk to you all about how to make a year-to-glance schedule for your curriculum. So grab a piece of paper and either a pencil or pen and let's jump right in. My year-to-glance schedule is kind of like a checklist for my curriculum. It helps me to know if I am on track for the school year, not because I need to make sure that I am rigidly following my schedule, but it just kind of helps me know how long things should be taking so that I don't spend too long in one area or another, but I have good balance as far as different subjects taking a certain amount of time to complete. So that is kind of why I make my year-to-glance schedule. I'm able to kind of check in with myself at the end of quarters or terms, however you plan. I've done actually both. This current year, I am doing terms of 12 weeks, and this coming year in 2025-2026, I'm taking a more quarter, 9-week approach to my planning. So that is what you will see reflected in today's video. In my last homeschool planning video, I talked all about how to make a school year calendar and gave some resources that you can use to make one for yourself. So if you haven't seen that video already, I will link it at the end of this video as something to watch next, and I'll also leave it down in the description box for you. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Jerilyn. Welcome to our homeschool table. This is where we sit and do school every single day. I like to share videos all about curriculum, reviews, planning, organization, and just anything mom life related. So I hope that you will click that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. So back to making a year-to-glance schedule. I'm going to show you my year-to-glance. I actually have two because I have one for my daughter's individual subjects and one for our morning time subjects. And let me back up just a second and say that my oldest daughter, she will be 11 here pretty soon, and she will be in the 6th grade next school year. So that's what I'm planning for right now. So this is my year-to-glance schedule, and I will show you a little bit more up close in a minute. But the first page here are her individual subjects. And then this one looks really similar and has all of our morning time subjects just that pertain to her. I don't have anything on here that is for my younger son yet. So I have 3 kids. My daughter's almost 11. My son is 4, doing some preschool work. And then I also have a 2-year-old toddler that keeps life around here very interesting. So that's kind of who I'm planning for. But I just want to walk you through the steps of how I kind of thought about this and began creating it. So step 1 is to determine how many weeks you want to set your plan for. Now, the way that I do this is that I look through all of the different curriculums that I'm going to be using for the next school year. And the first thing that I do is figure out how many lessons or weeks that it's going to take for each of those subjects. So when I was looking at my curriculum for next year, the one that has the most amount of time needed is our Sunlight History Bible Literature. We are going to be doing level F next year, which is Eastern Hemisphere. I also have some curriculum pick videos that I will link below for you as well, in case you're interested to see all of the subjects that we're going to be doing for both my older daughter who's going into 6th grade and my son who's going to be in preschool. But the Sunlight History Bible Literature program is a full 36-week program, and I buy the 5-day plan. So it usually takes us longer than 36 weeks, to be really honest, but I plan for the 36 weeks on my schedule because that is usually the subject that we start first because it has the most lessons. So determining how many weeks for your homeschool year is really helpful when you first start to kind of think about your year at a glance. Step 2 is to go through each curriculum to figure out how many lessons you need to do each week. Some curriculum is really easy to figure out as far as how many weeks you need or how many days per week and things like that. So for instance, Sunlight makes it very easy. It's all scheduled week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. And it just gives you exactly, each lesson for that week. Other types of curriculum, like if you're doing a novel study or something like that, you might think about how many chapters does the book have and then schedule it out for that many weeks. Or if it's something like a typing program, how many lessons do you want them to do per week, and are they going to finish that curriculum by the end of the school year? For us, when it comes to typing, it didn't really matter to us how long my daughter was going to take. I just knew I wanted her to do it 2 times per week. So for this first typing one that she's in from The Good and the Beautiful, she actually won't be done with it at the end of this school year. She's going to start it up again in the fall when she starts in 6th grade. And then when she's done with that, then she'll just move on to the next one. So depending on what the curriculum is, might help you kind of decide how much you want to do that curriculum each week or each term. So let's say that you have a curriculum like our Apologia Science, Earth Science curriculum that we're going to be using next year. It is only actually 28 weeks long. So because of that, it's a lot easier to kind of spread throughout the school year. So we might not start science the first week of school. We might wait a couple weeks into school to kind of ease in, which is what I'll explain here in a few minutes. But then also it would be nice to kind of have a break from science maybe at Christmas time, and then start back up in January and be done a little bit early before the school year starts. So I will show you kind of how that plays out in our year at a glance schedule here in a minute when I turn the camera around. So step 3 is to begin your spreadsheet. And I obviously like spreadsheets quite a bit. If you've been around my channel here, you might know that about me already. But I will go ahead and turn the camera around now and show you a little bit about how I go about creating this document. So here is my 6th grade year at a glance for 2025-2026. And as you can see, this is the one for individual subjects. I also have this one for morning time subjects, and we can talk about that one in just a minute. But if you are thinking about making something like this, it's a really good idea to kind of plan across the top first and down the side, and then kind of make the other parts. So I use Excel to make this spreadsheet. That is what I'm most familiar with. And like I said earlier, first, you would want to figure out how many weeks that you want to have your schedule for. Traditionally, 36 weeks is pretty standard for school years. There are lots of curricula, though, that have 34 weeks or 30 weeks. So you're going to see a lot of variation as far as how many weeks you're going to need for certain subjects. They might all be different, like some of mine are. But first, I just went ahead and wrote the week number down the left side. Now you can probably see over here that the dates section, I don't have anything there because I'm not going to put a date on each week at this point. I was kind of thinking, in fact, usually in the past, I haven't even put a date section there, but I thought for this coming year that I might just keep track of the dates here. In my state, we don't have to track days or turn in any kind of anything really, except for some test scores every few years. So I don't have to keep track of rigorous attendance and anything like that. So I thought that for next year, with regard to the date section, that I would just write in what the dates were that we did that week. Now, in the past, I have not made these little check boxes in between each subject. I thought that that would be a good idea this year to kind of be able to check mark things off. I like a good checklist, so I went ahead and added those columns, but you definitely don't have to have that. In the past, what I've done is I just put a line through whatever I've finished. So to talk about specific things on here, the first thing that I would do to start is to make that week number column. And then you would need a column for each of the curriculums that you want to list on your year at a glance. So for my daughter's individual work, she's going to be doing math, language arts, science. These are history readers for our Sunlight Level F. Burgess is a nature lore book. Burgess Seashore book is probably what we'll start with. Typing, and then we also do a character study. So these are the things that I schedule out for her on her weekly checklist, which I will be doing a separate video on I do have other weekly checklist videos that I can link down below for you if you're interested, but I probably will make another one for what we're using this coming school year. Step number 4 is think about how you want to start and end your school year. I really like to do a slow start and kind of a slow end to the end of our school year as well. So that is why you will see here that I don't really have a lot scheduled for week 1. Like I said earlier, when it comes to looking at curriculum and how many weeks is needed for that curriculum, that is the one that I always start first. So the longest one for us is Sunlight. And so that's why we start in week 1 and we end at 36. But other ones we can start a little bit later, and that is completely fine. So she will start her reader the first week of school. We're going to be starting the 3rd week of August, I believe. And so that will be the only independent work that she even has that first week of school. We'll be doing some other things in morning time, but for that week, that's all we're going to have. Then in week 2, she's going to start math and language arts along with what we're doing in the readers. So right now we're using learning language arts through literature. She's going to be about halfway done with that by the time we start summer. And then we'll just pick right back up when we start up school and do lesson 18 through 36. You can see a bunch of blanks here because I'm not actually sure yet what we're going to be switching to. We might just continue on with learning language arts through literature. We also have talked about changing to another language arts curriculum. We've tried so many language arts curriculums, and it's it's just a subject that we like to move around a lot with. So we might go back to reading with Christian Light Education and then Fix It Grammar. That is a likely option. Or we might do the next book of learning language arts through literature. We're just not really sure yet. So that's why I left this blank. The next thing we have is science. And like I mentioned earlier, this curriculum, Earth Science from Apologia, is only 28 weeks. I went ahead and just scheduled them all together, and I started it in week 3. But you could maybe leave, I think we're going to be getting done right around week 16 before Christmas. So you could leave a few weeks open around here and then just continue on. But I just figured for simplicity, we would just go ahead and continue through, at least for this video. So then things like Burgess book, I don't really need her to get done with those types of books at a certain time. But I do want her doing 2 readings a week. So that's why I just wrote 2 times. And the reason that I put it on here in the first place is just that I don't forget to schedule it on her weekly checklist. So this is just kind of a little guide for me as I'm going through and planning out her week. I only do about a week in advance for the checklist because you just never know what's going to happen. But this just is a little placeholder for me to not forget. The same thing with typing and character. And as you can see, another thing that I added up here this year that I haven't done before is I added which days of the week that particular curriculum would be scheduled. So for math, we're doing Monday through Thursday, same with language arts. Earth Science is 3 days a week. The readers I schedule for 5 days because she just kind of figures out her own schedule anyway. This year we've been doing nature study on Mondays and Wednesdays and typing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I just decided to stay with that because that's working pretty well for us. And then character is going to be Monday through Thursday. So we don't do a lot of schoolwork on Fridays, and that's a little bit because we are switching kind of to more of a year-round homeschool approach with math and language arts. So that's why we only do 4 days a week for these, and then we continue on doing those things through the summer. Now, if you want to see my morning time subjects year at a glance, this is the one for that. So I have our Sunlight History Bible Literature Level F over here. We're also going to be doing some On Mission geography magazines from the Gentle and Classical Press, which I'm super excited about. I have a video coming out probably in the next week about these. And so we're going to be doing Vietnam, India, Madagascar, and Australia. And because of the meatiness of this magazine, I've decided to allot 9 weeks for each one since I have 4. The India one is a digital file, but anyway, we will be doing these 4 countries along with our study of Eastern Hemisphere. So I thought that would go really well together. Then I also have a placeholder here for health, and we're going to do that not 2 times a week, but we're going to be doing 2 sections a week because I calculated out that we needed like 54 lessons. And so to do that all by the end of the year, we needed 2 sections per week. We're going to be doing 1 little section of a feelings book that we have. And then this year, instead of trying to do 3 artists and 3 composers, like Ambleside Online suggests, we're actually going to be doing some different artist study and composer study this coming year, kind of depending on what I get from a curriculum sale that I'm going to next week for composer study. If I can find some composers that I can find CDs for, then I will decide on which composers those are. Artist, we are going to be using some art prints from notebookingpages.com. I will leave my affiliate link for you down below if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about notebookingpages.com. We really love that website, and I use lots of their resources. And this coming year, I'm going to be using their artist studies, where you can get art prints for like 25 different artists. So that is what we're going to be doing for morning time. If you have any questions about how I made this year to glance template, definitely don't hesitate to ask down below in the comments, because I could probably chat with all of you about curriculum and planning for days. So definitely don't hesitate to ask me those questions. I just play around a lot on Excel. So if you don't have a lot of experience with Excel, it is actually fairly easy to do once you have practiced a little bit. But if you are interested in a video about how to actually make a spreadsheet, I'm more than happy to make one for you. I just know that in these types of videos that might get a little boring for some people. But if you want me to do a video on how to do that in Excel, I am more than happy to walk you through it. Now, I would love to know, how do you plan your homeschool year when it comes to figuring out what you're going to do each week? I don't really do anything really specific for the whole year, except for this year at a glance schedule. And it just kind of helps me to keep on track with kind of where I should be at certain points of the school year. At the end of a 9-week term, I will go back and kind of see, okay, did we get all these things done, or are we really behind? Not that you can really ever be behind in homeschooling, unless you're in a state that requires, a certain amount of hours and things like that, but I am not. As you're planning your year at a glance, I would definitely recommend thinking about how you want to start your school year and end your school year, so that you don't necessarily just start week 1 with every single subject. Let yourself ease into it. I will be doing another video on that a little bit later in the planning series, so definitely stay tuned for that. Well, I think that's about it for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I hope that you guys are all doing really well and hopefully having some nice weather wherever you live. We are having really nice weather today, and I'm excited to go sit in the sun for a little while after this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and we'll see you next time.